Hello! Today we will learn how to create a screen recording study type in RealEye. In the dashboard, we click on New Study, and from the menu, select Screen Recording. The screen recording study type is useful for researchers focusing on qualitative data and full user sessions with more complex tasks such as multi-step forms or navigation journeys. Creating a study in RealEye has three main steps. Let's start with the study setup. Here, we can name our study. Then, we choose which device participants can use. The screen recording study type is only available for desktop devices. The option to use stored calibration data between studies is helpful when creating study chains. It is explained in one of our other videos, so go ahead and watch it for more details. The facial coding module can be enabled to detect if the participant is smiling, surprised, or has a neutral facial expression. For the screen recording study type, we can also set a time limit for our study. The maximum time depends on our license. For standard licenses, it is 10 minutes. But if we want participants to have only 5 minutes for this study, we can adjust the slider to set the timing. What's unique for the screen recording study type is the voiceover. The voiceover lets us record the participant's voice along with the screen recording. The mini survey, which asks about name, gender, and age, is checked by default. Please note that answering these questions is optional. We can enable external tool integration, which allows us to redirect participants to external sites like Qualtrics or Google Forms. However, external tool integration is a separate module and depends on the purchase license. The details of the external tool integration are covered in our knowledge base. Here, we can add an extra instruction step that will be shown at the very beginning of the study before calibration. In this step, we can add a headline, a content, and select an icon from the list. By default, the RealEye webcam eye tracker is selected, but if you don't need eye tracking or facial coding, you can choose the mouse tracker instead. Please note, however, that in screen recording studies, mouse tracking is only visible as the movement of the cursor on the screen. Unlike other study types, there is no access to mouse data such as coordinates or click events. This means you can observe how participants move their cursor during the study, but you won't be able to extract precise click or position metrics for analysis. RealEye also supports integration with the external infrared eye tracker, GazePoint GP3. Instructions for integrating with that eye tracker are covered in a dedicated article in our knowledge base. For this tutorial, we will keep the default RealEye webcam eye tracker. Here, we can add an extra intro message for our participants. For example, "Hello, we will now show you a website. Please navigate freely." We can also create a goodbye message for our participants, such as, "Thank you for participating. The study is all set." Now we can move to the next step, which is content setup. Content setup in screen recording study is very simple. You just need to enter a website URL that will be the study starting point. Let's say we want to test how users navigate through the RealEye website. To do that, we just enter the correct URL and click Save. Now we can also set up a survey. The survey module in RealEye is a powerful tool that allows us to ask questions to our participants. It is a separate module and all its features are covered in another video. But for this tutorial, let's add an example question. Now that our content is set up, we can save the study, preview it, or run it right away. With the preview option, we can launch a full preview with 39 calibration points, or a quick preview with 9 calibration points, which has slightly lower accuracy. We can also share the preview link with our colleagues so they can verify the study setup from the participant's point of view. Once everything is ready, we move to the third and final step, running the study. To do this, we click Select Participants and decide how many participants we want to invite to this specific study. Please note, in screen recording studies, RealEye panelists cannot be invited. And that's it. We can now run the study. This is how we create a screen recording study type in RealEye. In the next video, we will cover how to invite participants to join the study. Thank you and have a good day. Goodbye.